Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about Love Under Arrest by Charea Lewis. This is book two, the conclusion, the finale. In book, it basically picked up from where it started. It's where it ended in book one. Kelsa went to the hospital to do a rape kit, saying that Case raped her. So they took pictures and everything, and she wanted to know how long if they were going to arrest him now. The nurse was like, no, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get everything situated, and plus we needed his DNA. She was like, what do you mean 2 to 3 weeks? No, it takes 24 hours in Law and Order. The nurse was like, this ain't TV, this is real life. This is not TV. So she was fuming. She was like, "This is ridiculous. I was just raped, and you're gonna tell me it's gonna take me that long to get to get the person that did this to me? This is ridiculous." So you know she's panicking. That's why she's already like flipping out, right? The nurse was calming her down, said, "No, this is what happened," and she didn't want to hear it. The cops wanted to talk to her. She didn't want to hear that either. So she walked out the hospital in her gown, trifling, right? Yes. So around the same time, Case was in. I'm not sure if it was the same hospital, but a different hospital, and find out that he was raped. He was getting given a date rape drug. That's why he was so messed up. The doctor's like, "Did you know you got this?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I only took 2 shots. Nobody put anything in my drink. I only took 2 shots." He's like, "Well, we normally don't do the test, but we had to do it because the state you were in." He's like, "Crap." So his mother, Celine, was there. She was flipping. She's like, "Who did this to my son? I want to know now." So Big came into the room around the same time. So she was like, "Big, you gotta find out who did this to my son. I don't understand what's going on. Why would somebody do this to my son? This would happen at your bar. Your people did this." So she was flipping out, and Big was like, "Hold up. Nobody, like, I told you I'll take care of it. So stop flipping out." And the people at my bar know I don't mess around when it comes to my family. Right, so Big couldn't stand there, so Big left. So Celine was on a rampage, and Casey didn't want to hear it. So anyway, they left him. They let him go home, and right as soon as he got home, his father called him and said, "Where you at?" He's like, "I'm home." He said, "Well, I'm coming to get you right now, and I'm calling the attorney." He's like, "Why?" Uh, the police was just here saying that they try to look for you for a rape case. So you raped some girl named Kelsa. Kelsa. He said, "Yes, Kelsa." I'm like, "Oh God." So he was fuming. He was like, "This trick trying to get me for something I didn't do. This is ridiculous. I don't understand." So around the same time, I think Big called him, and Big was finding out what the doctor said and what the rest of the story was. And he told Big about the Kelso accusing him of rape, and he only had 2 shots. So Big was now fuming. He said, "No, I'm going to my bar now. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to talk to Zeke and see what happened." Zeke was the bodyguard. So, and then that was the end of K's scene. So he was just waiting for his dad, right? So now it's Dayar. Dayar basically at the end of book one got the call from Stephanie to find out who actually did set up the robbery. So come to find out it was Roman, and she was having lunch with Roman in the store. So Roman basically set it up, and she was like, she said, "Okay, Stephanie, let me call you back." And she was flipping out, so she went and attacked him. She's like, "You set me up, you mother effer. You did this, you did that, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "No, I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about," right? She's like, "Yes, you did. You set me up." He's like, "What?" So now he started stuttering and panicking. So now he attacked her. He's like, "It snapped." So he started attacking her. He was bashing her head in the tables. There was blood everywhere. And then eventually he's like basically beat her up so much until she was unconscious. When she finally did wake up, she was in the storage closet. Her mouth was ductated, her hands was ductated, and her feet was ductated. So she couldn't move, she couldn't scream, she couldn't do nothing. She wanted to get out, but plus she's claustrophobic. So you know all panic was setting in. So it's like crap. So she's like, "I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to get out of here." So she was trying to find ways to get out of here, and Roman was trying to find ways to keep her in there, and nobody looks for her. So it ended up she was there for 12 hours and still nobody found her. 24 hours, nobody found her. She was there a total of 2 to 3 days before somebody found her, right? After they found her now, Stephanie, that scene was so emotional. Stephanie was like, "Oh my God, Dyer, who did this to you? What happened? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I was like, I could imagine that state that they were in, because Daya was beaten and bruised and swollen. She was peeing on herself. She was traumatized. She was claustrophobic. It was such an emotional scene, and know that Stephanie was actually going on her mind, worried about her sister, not sure what happened. That scene just had me in tears. I was like, oh my gosh, I could only imagine. So they end up taking her to the hospital, and she was officially traumatized. She was just out of it. She was panicking anytime anybody does anything. She was jumpy. She was just so scared and everything. So so around that time now, Case, Stephanie called Case and told him that they found her, she was in the hospital, and that everything, where she was, and that he's gonna come see her. So he came to see her, and she didn't want him there because she's like, no, you don't love me. Why are you here? Stop acting like you care about me. You don't care about me. So Case was like, no, I do care. I know I hurt you, but what I said was just like I was on some other thing, and it just didn't. I was just thinking right. She's like, yeah, yeah, whatever. I know you don't care. So eventually he still came to see her every day, and then she finally went home from a hospital a few days later, and Case went to see her. She's like, why are you still coming by? I don't want you here. Stop coming by. And he was there. He was heartbroken. Her words hurt him, but he knew it was all his fault. But she was so traumatized. She's like, I gotta get out of here. I think Roman's coming back to get me. I gotta get out. So I felt so bad for her at that time. My eyes was getting all watery. I was like, no, poor Dayar. I felt her pain. I could only imagine what it's been like in that situation. So eventually Dayar went away and didn't tell Case where she was going. He was furious. He was fuming. He's like, oh my gosh, I don't know where she is. He went to Keith and that Keith, I don't know where she is. She don't want nothing to do with me. And I don't know what happened. So Keith was like, nah, something ain't right. I'm missing some stories. Something ain't right. I'm missing it. So Case finally confessed to Keith and tell Keith what he did, what he said, and everything that happened. He was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you. And I felt so bad for her. He's like, she went through so much stuff, and then you really messed up, bro. He's like, yeah, I know I messed up. So now he know where she was, and then around the same time, Layla showing her little stink butt. Layla is the receptionist from the tattoo parlor. So Layla, out of nowhere, called Keith. I keep on saying Case, about, oh, can you come pick me up? My dude just let me, me and my dude had an argument, and I'm out here on the road. He's like, what? He's like, why? And then he's like, okay, fine, I'll come get you. So he finally got her, and then he said, where you want to go? She said, drop me off by my sister and everything. So while he was dropping her off by her sister, they were talking, and she was basically flirting with him. But he was like, no, this trick not flirting with me. He said, yeah, she flirting. But anyway, he dropped her off, and he thought that was the end of it, right? No, she came back with her little drama later on. But let me finish tell you about Kelsa now. So Kelsa went to Cheyenne's family and complained about, oh yeah, Case raped me, and I don't know, the police they're not gonna arrest him because they don't have enough they need to go arrest him. So Cheyenne was like, why would he do something like that? I can't wait for the police to arrest him now, because he's just a bastard. Like, she called him something, I don't remember what she called him, but she was upset. Around the same time, Myron was like, that makes no sense. Why would Case rape you? And where did this happen? She said, at my house. At your house? How does he know where you live? I don't know. Maybe he followed me. That makes no sense. And he kept on asking her question after question after question. You know, her ass was panicking because she's like, and then she got upset. She's like, why are you acting like you don't believe, why you don't believe me? I was raped. I'm your cousin. And Cheyenne, his mom, was like, why are you questioning her like that? She told you what happened. Like, Ma, her story don't make any sense. That's just ridiculous. So she got mad and she left, right? So around the same time now, while all that's happening, Dayar is in Arizona, and Kay still don't know where she is. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna call her. He went to visit her house. Her mom's like, she's not here. He called her. He called the house, and Tina was like, I'm sorry, Kay, she's not here. But I can't tell you where she is. She told me not to tell you. So okay, fine. He wanted to buy he wanted to get Kayla tell him. So he's like, I'll give you a free tattoo and a shopping spree. So Kayla finally told him where she was, and he went to visit her while she was in the facility. But while she was in the facility, she met this guy named Jediah. excuse me, I'm bad with names. I think his name was Jediah. So he was there for taking pills, and he was just basically being a pain in the butt. Eventually, he worked his way and like in her life, and he was like there comforting her and everything. While Case was visiting her, they were basically eye flirting with each other. So Case snapped. He's like, "What you doing? What you looking at that dude for?" And then he snapped at her, and she snapped at him, and then she's like, "Oh, but I don't understand what's going on. I'm here with you." He's like, "Yeah, but you messed up and blah blah blah." Anyway, so they had like a silent moment for a few minutes. So Case was like, "Since you don't want to talk, let me tell you what's been happening." So Case told her the story. She was like, "What? Are you serious? Oh my god!" And eventually they left, and then she's like, "Okay, so I'm sorry, we just can't be together anymore." He's like, "You sure you really want me to leave?" She said, "Yeah, I really need to find myself." So they broke up, right? Officially broke up. So he was going through it. He was so sad. He was going through it. Somewhere around the same time, Cheyenne had called him and said, "Oh, can we meet up?" He was like, "No, not really." So, so he's like, "Nah, I don't feel like it. Let's not meet up." Anyway, he met up with Cheyenne, which is Mariah's mom, and she's like, "Case, I'm so sorry if I blamed you for everything, that we blamed you for everything. I just don't know, but she wanted to kill herself." He's like, "What? What do you mean she wanted to kill herself?" So she told him the story, and she let him read the diary about her last few entries that she was going to kill herself. That was her only way out because she was so depressed, and her mother didn't want to hear it. Her mother was telling her to pray. Her father didn't want to hear it, and her brother, she couldn't talk to him. So, and she didn't tell Case because I guess she was scared. So I was like, okay. So Case was like, what? I can't believe this crap. So anyway, Case was back to his office now. He's like, oh man, God, this is just too much going on. So here comes trifling Layla, right? Layla's like, Case, you don't look too good. You alright? He's like, what? She's like, what's wrong? You look sad. Is it Maria? He said, no. Is it Diana? She said, no. She's like, oh, okay, so what can I do to make you feel better? Hmm? You know what that means, right? She wants. Yeah. So end up that they would start messing around. He said, bend over, bam. I started having sex with her. One bam, thank you, ma'am. The condom broke. He's like, crap. Anyway, before the condom broke, while it was finished, he's like, "Oh, we should never did this. This is a mistake." And plus, the condom broke. So he's like, "You on birth?" He said, "You on birth control." She's like, "Crap." He's like, "Go take the morning after pill." She said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take it." Around the same time, she got a call that her mom was in the hospital. So that was the end of their scene, right? Around the same time, Kelsa ran away because Tissa called her and told her that from the jail to talk to her, but she didn't answer. So she's like, "Oh shit, Tissa's called me from jail. That means the police are looking for me." Because come to find out, the cops found out that she actually raped him. So now the cops were looking for her, and no, Big back up. Big found out that Tissa was involved. So Big bought, guess who? Terry and Misha to whoop her butt, and let me tell you, she got a good butt whooping. Anyway, Big forced her to go to the cops to confess. So while Big forced her to go confess, she did, and she was telling them that it was her and Kelsa, so the police was looking for Kelsa. So Kelsa, the trifling person, she is called Tissa out and tell her about Tissa being molested by her husband, and she's like, "No, why would you do this?" and blah blah blah. So she's like, yeah, so she's like, "Shoot, since you rat me out, I'm gonna rat you out." So she was on the run. While she was on the run, she started looking for a job because she didn't know what she was going to do. So she went up at this strip joint. And around the same time, she was like, "Oh, I want to be a dancer." The guy was like, "No, you don't have enough body to be a dancer." So he said, "Okay, you could be a waitress." So she was a waitress. And about 2 nights in, she met this guy named Julian. So Julian was looking her up and down. It's like, okay. So Julian played it cool and gave her a number in exchange. So he was basically avoiding him. She's like, "Oh, he's cute. He wants my number." She want nothing to do with him. Fast forward, Julian was Kayan. So Kayan was basically setting her up to get her for the case situation because she thought she could get away with it, right? So you know they got her and killed her, right? It was too funny. Oh my god, it was too funny. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Dash found Roman and killed him. Yes, he killed him bad. Yeah, I know I didn't say much about him. I forgot, but yeah, Dash ended up finding him and killed him. So you know he was gone too. So now we are towards the end of the book. So now Case and Dayar are getting back together slowly but surely. He worked his way back in her life, and He was talking to her and telling her what's going on and everything of the sort. And then they finally started dating, they having sex and everything was going good. Now Layla showed up. Case, we have a problem. What do you mean we have a problem? I just found out I'm pregnant. What do you mean pregnant? What happened to the morning after pill? Oh, Case, everything was going on with my mom and I forgot to take it. I'm so sorry, but it's a 50% chance that it's yours. She's like 50%. Yeah, she's like, oh, I was still sleeping with my dude even though we were arguing. I said okay. So you know he had to go tell Dayar, right? As emotional wreck and self conscious she was about their relationship as it is, it was just too much for her. So she went to tell Kayla what happened, and Kayla was like, "Me personally, I wouldn't do it." But then but with everything that you guys been through, I would have stuck it out because it's a 50% chance that it's not his kid. She was like, "Okay." So I thought that she was gonna go with it. No, she didn't. She went to the tattoo parlor and said, she said, well, let's talk about the situation. So he talked to her about the situation, and she was like, I'm sorry, I can't be with you because even though it's a 50% chance, it's just that we've been through so much, and I don't know what to do, and it's just too much going on right now. So Case was like, are you serious right now? She's like, yeah. And then he's like, are you playing with my emotions right now? Like, I've been through so much going on right now. I don't have time for this. And then she's like, yeah. He's like, you know what? You're right. Maybe we shouldn't be together. She's like, are you serious? She said, yeah. I'm like, you came here and tell me that you want to break up. Now I say that. Now you're going to ask me that way. She said, yeah. So Case was just upset and they parted ways. So now it's like, I was like, crap, the book's about to end and they're gone. I'm like, no, I want happily ever after. But there was an epilogue. A year later, the baby was born, and thank God it was a Case. I was so rooting for them, like whoop whoop, no Case baby, so him and Dayar could get back together. He was so sweet, right? He went to Stephanie's store and he was at, hey Steph, what's up, Cass, with Dayar? So he went there and they was talking and they basically made up. He was like, so you're my girl again? He's like, yeah, you're my girl. Well, I'm like, I love you and I love you too. It was so emotional. I was like, oh, my boos got back together. I was so happy. So happy that they got back together. So guys, that's the end of the book, and I did give you full detail of the book. So let me tell you, it's fire. The DeMayo gang is this is their last book, but they are fire. Check out the entire series by Charea Lewis. It's different family. It's Keith and Paris, Big and Amy, Daenerys and Asia, and now Case and Dayar. Check them out, guys. You'll love it. You'll so love it. Oh, Kyan and Cam is in Keith and Paris book. So that's the end of the DeMayo gang. The whole clan is done now. And that's the end of My Love is Under Arrest by Charea Lewis, book 1, book 2. Check it out, guys. All right? Peace.